That's why it's so important to have that two-parent household. Be mindful of who you have children with. This world is cold, and y'all both need to be together for them to fight through the world. What's going on, world? Soul Food Sunday, we here.
I'm so happy to be here today.
You happy to be here?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. We're having a great day so far.
How your audio visual doing? You sound good? You doing good?
I think I sound good. I've been working on my tone and my voice lately.
Yeah, it was kind of trash. What's up, world? How y'all doing, though? We here, man. We back. Hustle Smarter. A round of applause for everybody that's here, man. We appreciate y'all for coming in, tapping in with us. You know how we do. We're going to talk to a lot. We're going to talk to a little, but we're going to talk our truth. You feel me? We here, though. Let's go, though. What's up? What we talking about today, big homie? Shout out to everybody.
Today's episode gonna be male versus men. A lot of people think they're a man. That's really what it is. A lot of people think they're a man. We gonna speak out that criteria of a man today.
This is very I don't even know what to say. Like,
it's gonna be a touching.
It's a touching conversation because you were born with male genitalia or men genitalia doesn't make you a male. We often get confused with the two. So before we even get started.
Yeah.
No. I'm gonna say it while we get started.
Yeah.
Okay. Run it. What we talking about first?
The power of influence.
What that mean to you?
Influence means everything to me. Those who you surround yourself with will lead you the right or wrong direction, or make you grow or make you smaller.
Okay.
Make you think in a bigger horizon. If you're around those who think small, you're gonna think small yourself.
You know, when you think your diet is who's around you, what you're taking in, because people around you have a bigger influence than what you think. And we always try to negate that fact. We always try to run away from that truth. But if you hang around, like that's the truth. If you hang around 9 losers, you're going to be the 10th loser.
Yeah.
If you hang around 9 millionaires and you ain't there yet, eventually you're going to get to that point. So when we talk about influence, the power of influence, and this is like, when I see grown men, I'm saying grown men age-wise, not mentality-wise, 30, 35, and everybody laugh when I say that, but they always brr, brr, you know, they chop a gang and they, you know what I mean, they shiesty and like, bro, them boys is kids. And you around here with your pants off your behind talking about brr, 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 snipe a gang. Like, come on, bro. Like, when you a child, you do things that a child do. And I really feel like it's so much into a man that builds you up to be a man that is just, it gets missed a lot. First off, when we talk about influence, I'm gonna tell you right now, power influence is very important. Who you have around you, who you have around your children is very important. My dad was a GOAT, man. The GOAT. He's still here. The GOAT, right? And one thing I took from him, and I was talking to Bree about, I tell you about it a lot of time, my daddy always kept stand-up men around him. He didn't have any bums around him because you have to realize that as a kid, they're going to listen to what you do as your dad, as your father, but they're also going to take note of who dad has around them. It's kind of like practicing what you preach. Mm-hmm. Don't tell me a whole sermon. Don't give me that lip service. Get shot in the teeth. Let me see that you're serious with what you're talking about. And shout out, and this is what I was saying at the start, Horace Wack, Charles Lewis, Johnny Ludd, a.k.a. J-Ro, the Mayor of Society. Those 3 men were some of my dad's best friends. They all passed away. But they gave me so much game in that time. Now, I can't speak on what they did behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. But every time they was in front of me, every time I was with my dad, they held themselves to a standard.
Oh, Lil Jamar around. Let me put him on game. Let me show him what a real man is.
That's it. Let me
be an example.
And they held me accountable too. But go ahead. I'll go crazy on that. Power and influence. The music you listen to, the people that are around. If you have children, make sure there are people that you want to have around your children. Some of your closest friends. I have family members right now. I love them to death. They will probably visit my family as far as kids. But if it's ever a situation where we having a talk, the kids got to get out the room because I love them for who they are. I'm not here to judge. You don't know what
they gonna say.
I don't know what they gonna say, man. And I'm not here to judge who they are, their lifestyle. But the kid, you
protect your kids.
I gotta protect the kid
from what they hear,
because as a kid, we listen to dad talk. Mm-hmm. But daddy said this, but daddy homeboy cool.
He cool. Yeah.
So he always gonna take the lighter road, you feel me? And I think that's very you gotta be cognizant of who you have around your children. And as a man, it is your job to protect your children. Period. What's next? Did I hit everything?
Yeah, I think you hit everything.
What I missed? What'd you see?
Power influence is exactly what it describes itself to be. Influence is everything. Your mind, your brain is the most important thing in your body. It outrules physical capabilities, physical strength, etc., etc. Whatever you put your children around, whatever you surround yourself with, is that will be the outcome. So just like how G spoke about growing up, he had those positive influences around. You see what it did, you see what it branded, you seen what it would create. So just reciprocate that things with your children and yourself, and you'll see the bigger light.
Facts. It's important. Go ahead.
Yeah, what we got next is black men in the household. This is a sensitive subject, a sensitive topic, but it has to be spoke upon. What you got to say about that, G?
You find that verse we was talking about? I know you're the statistician. You always get
you know I keep stats on deck.
All right, yeah, we found something.
Let me see what I got in my notes. Hold on. If you look on the internet for the statistics of single households with black men. Statistics. Yeah, my bad.
We just having fun, y'all.
Yeah, you will see. So when they say a single household, they're talking specifically about marriage. So don't get caught up in the title of marriage. A single household is defined as a male and a female living that's not married. So when I say that to say that 60% of black fathers actually live with their children.
Okay, I like that stat. That's a good stat.
They care about the marriage. They're really trying to downplay us, in a sense, like, oh, if you're not married, you're still a single parent. But if it's two people living under that house, raising those kids, paying those bills, you're a joint household.
Okay, I like that. So
we got 6% of black fathers that live with their children. That's actually great. I would say, honestly, I don't live with my son, so I know the situations that come with that. What's the point of being with somebody if you know it's not going to work, or if it's toxic?
Hold on, bro. You saying something now? Hold on, y'all ain't never heard Chris go on here. Go ahead, Chris.
If it's a toxic environment, or if you mature enough to see, okay, it's not gonna work, I'm gonna do what's best. It's all about the kid. It's all about the kid. Everything should be based off the kid. If you know you and Shawty can't get along and y'all gonna bring a toxic environment to the kid, it's best that you go to your separate ways. And if it comes back, it comes back. But if not, it's not. So that's big to me. This is a really personal subject that we're talking about. But if you can work it out, it's best that you stay in the home. But if not, it's best to get your stuff, go to another household, so you won't create that toxic environment for kids. Because kids really pick up on that. I went through that as a kid. I knew my mom and dad wasn't happy together. I saw the fights. I saw
that's pressure.
I saw everything, and it's really, you thinking back when I'm going through the situation now. I feel it now. I see it now. I know that I got those traumas from back then, and I picked up some of those bad habits from my father. We're handling disputes and situations. You shouldn't do none of that in front of the kid. None of that.
Facts.
The kid shouldn't see none of that. He gonna pick up how you treat her. So I picked up those habits. Not my dad is a great man, but he handled relationship poorly because his dad wasn't around. So it's a cycle. My papa wasn't around. I barely know my papa. I met him once or twice. So that's just an example where my dad didn't have no examples. My grandma, neither one of her men who father of my aunties and uncles was around. So it just trickled down. But I ain't gonna rant. So
so man, let me give you a round of applause, man. So Chris don't talk a lot. I hear him, but he won't talk on the platform a lot. Nerves, not really used to it. But man, shout out to you for even exposing that. And you know what? We're gonna use this as therapy too. Because toward the end of my time with me leaving the house, my mother and daddy wasn't on good terms. They stayed together for the kid. Honestly, this is just my opinion. That's the worst thing you can do, especially when the kid can understand what is going on.
Kid's not dumb.
I wasn't a kid, bro. I was 15. Yeah. I was looking back, I wish they would have split, because I would have had two households across town. I could have, what I mean? But, I seen that no love in the house. I seen, like, at that point, bro, at 15, 14, I know what's what. I know who's who. Just split. Because they damaged me so much to the point where I didn't want to be with anybody. Mm-hmm. And I damaged every woman that came across me because I seen what my daddy was going through. And it still wasn't anything. I mean, staying together for the kids ain't always the right option. Now, would I say give up on what's going on? Absolutely not. But I'm going to tell you from my own personal experience, because I don't like speaking on things that I don't know about. I'm not a father yet. You are. So you know the pains of maybe the kid being not close to you, doing the traveling, et cetera, et cetera. I can't speak on that. You feel me? But I would tell you from what I went through as a kid or as a teenager that if for some reason me and Bree doesn't make it and our daughter, oh, my mom won't hear shit. I'm telling the truth today, Mom. But if my daughter and me and my wife doesn't make it, right?
Yeah.
I would not stay together for the have the kid in the same house. I would just figure it out because you're going to feel that love. And God is my witness and Bree is my witness. She stuck through that time frame. So what would happen was every time I would get close to a lady or a female, I would pull away. If I felt any real situation like she could be the one, I would pull away because I was scared. I was scared of being with someone for an extended amount of time and they leave me. Or we don't work. Now, shelf life, we talked about that. Everybody ain't meant to be there forever, even if it's 20, 30, 10 years.
Yeah.
But shout out to Bree because she actually... Communication. I expressed to her what I was scared of. I said, I don't want to be with you for 20 years, have kids, and then you leave. Even if it's my fault. Even if it's my fault, whatever the case may be, I don't want that to happen. I'm scared. And she really, it's okay. We're going to work through this together. It's therapy. And we got to have a whole talk about mental health and therapy for black people because we scared of therapy. But I find therapy in other ways, but we're not going to dig in that today. But
we ain't going to dig in that.
For her to sit there and go through that, because once I realized like, man, this is serious. It's time to run. I did things that she should have left me for. You see what I'm saying? I did things to where I hope she leave me. And it just seemed like she was on the level like, hey, you know what? I'm going to hang in there with you.
Because I see the potential.
We're going to grow together. So Shout out to her, man. Have a round of applause for her. But, and that I always run back into it, she always knew I was a man and not a male. When you talk about that, the black man in the household is so important. It's so special because I wanted you to find the Malcolm X quote where they said, the man takes the black man out of the household, put him on food stamps, put him on welfare, make the black woman feel that she's better and she doesn't need a man. Now she doesn't have a black man. Now you got little boys growing up and they don't know nothing because they didn't have a father there.
Malcolm don't get enough love.
Malcolm don't miss. I might be the modern day Malcolm.
Oh shit.
But listen, I mean, when I felt that, I read that. Now, granted, I grew up in a great two-parent household. And my childhood and everything was great. Mom, I know you listening. Yeah, y'all did great. Don't get it wrong. Y'all did great. But I knew toward the end when I was older to understand things that the love wasn't there. And that happens because now I'm old enough to know that some people is here for a lesson or a blessing. I truly believe. Now, we can't go back in time. All we can do now is heal those wounds. And I spoke to both my mother and my father when I was of age and understanding and said, yo, this is my thoughts on that situation toward the end. Obviously, we can't go back in time, and hindsight is 20/20. Regardless if I don't like you, regardless if we didn't make it, regardless if our relationship didn't work, successful kids.
Everything revolves around the kids.
Everything revolves around the kids.
If y'all was two good parents, it's okay.
Parenting is parenting and love is love. I say that to say though, we need that black man in the house because, and this is another thing, and this ain't, I don't even know if they hear, but the Step on Nobody Toes, there was an incident the other day, a couple weeks ago, to where I seen kids playing football. Yeah. Football in the city. And this is moms. You got to understand so these are moms. Moms are always emotional. Women are emotional by nature. That's why I do not agree with a woman can raise a man. They can do their best to raise a man, but they cannot raise a man because they don't know what it is it takes to be a man. A man, not a male. They can raise a male. They can't raise a man. The importance of that black man in the household, because we are there to overrule the woman in a respectful way. If Bree came home and said, hey, Jamar doesn't like his new coach and he's thinking about quitting. Boy, listen, I'm going to flip every piece of furniture in the house because you can't quit. Because if I let him quit in flag football, if I let him quit in little kid basketball.
He'd quit on the job. He'd quit on that college
degree. He going to quit on life.
Quit on life.
And it's not that, and that's still respect to my single mothers. It's not that y'all raising quitters. Y'all are just the emotional side of things. And that's what I love about my father. When I say he really was a businessman, he ran me like a damn business. Like, quitting wasn't the option. You don't have the option to do nothing but what I say, especially if it's doing good. Now, if you do bad, that's your own choice, and you have to live with whatever come with that. But when it comes to doing something that makes sense, you quit.
Drag.
Stop what you're doing right now, man. Hit that like button, man. What's the comment? Let us know how we doing. Appreciate y'all.
The 2-parent household, if it doesn't work, that's fine. But just sisters that's tapped in, let that black man be a father. Even if it's from a distance, let that black man be a father.
You have to literally eliminate everything that had to do with your relationship.
Yeah.
Focus. It's called the child focus model.
Oh, you missing, man.
Child focus model, man. If it don't benefit the kid, it don't matter.
Yeah.
And if y'all gonna still argue and fight, y'all might as well should have stayed together because y'all separated for a reason, right?
Facts.
Separated to do betterment for the kid. Okay, let's actually do that. Everything that men do outside the parenting aspect doesn't matter no more. Y'all split for a reason. Everything y'all do should be beneficial to the kid.
And it's okay if y'all don't work. Don't let a failed relationship stop a kid.
We talked about that shelf life.
It's okay if it doesn't work.
And everybody knows it's not the plan to have children with somebody you don't plan on being with. But life is life.
That's the thing, though. That was my plan.
Life is life. Everybody can't have. Everybody can't have the situation that Graham had.
Well, look at them too. Little girls need their dads as well, and some of them don't want to be fathers. Hold on now.
Now I can't speak on men that don't want to be fathers.
Hold on. Now we talking about males versus men, and you just use the term men to talk about somebody who don't want to take care of their kids. That's a little ass boy.
I ain't got nothing to talk. Anybody who don't want to take care of the kids, I ain't talking about them. I'm talking about men like me. I'm 100% a father first.
Yes,
everything revolves around my
You wouldn't
kid.
be around me if you wasn't.
For sure. Who said that? Mo 3 said it. I told my homeboy he ain't being a father. I'd be fake if I ain't tell him that.
That's a fact. I'm gonna tell you right now. I think Dolph said it too. But I don't hang around nobody that don't take care of their kids.
You don't take care of your kids. Why you ain't got my back?
You the most disloyal person ever if you don't take care of something that you made. That's a big fact. Like, I am the only one out of my immediate circle and my extended circle who don't have kids yet. And God willing, in the creek rise, October something.
Yeah,
we here. But all my people got multiple kids, and none of them are in a relationship, and they do a great job being a father. It's, to me, I got some that are married, but my ones that I grew up with as a kid. Yeah. So the ones I grew up with as a kid, my partners that I grew up with as a kid, are not with their ladies that they have children with, and they are fathers. They are fathers.
All caps.
Not dad. They ain't bringing no damn Jordan Strewing on the release date. They are dads. They are fathers. When I come home and kick it, shout out to Rock. Hey, one was in the room, one was in his lap. I'm on the couch watching First 48 because I don't know how to change a diaper. I don't know how to do nothing. But he being a dad first. Hey, G, we can't do nothing till I get them situated.
Yeah.
If I would have pulled up and he would have said, let me drop the kids off because you're here, I can't rock with him. His priorities messed up.
Yeah.
Because I don't need much. And you not showing that. Because one, especially as a man, and we're going to get to that point earlier when I talk about emulation and imitation. And when you emulate someone, I'm learning from y'all. I ain't got kids yet. And I think I'm very well rounded, very well versed, and I know a lot, and I'm diverse and everything, but I don't know what it takes to be a dad yet. I know what I want to do, but when that baby crying and I'm trying to sleep, I don't know how to react to that. And I even seen when I was with you the other day, your reactions to certain stuff. I'm like, okay, I see what he did there. Okay, I see what he did there. And I'm taking notes. I'm always a sponge. I'm taking notes. Even with Rock. Shout out to Rock when we was watching First 48 that day. That was when I came home September last year, I want to say, or the year before. Little man was sleepy. He didn't want to go to sleep. Rock ain't take no for answer because he knew he was sleepy because that's his son. He knows his son. 10 minutes later, little man sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm catching them notes. Like, you're right, bro. They want to do it on their terms. Doing it on your terms ain't gonna win. I tell you right now, I'm not impressed by anybody who posts their kid with the newest shoes and all that. Like, that shit don't matter.
We
like, it doesn't matter.
Get started on that.
I posted that joint the other day that say, stop buying kids what you never had and teach them what you never know.
Come on now. You preaching now. Give yourself a hand clap on that.
All right.
Come on now. Now we talking.
But that's real because I want to be in a position to buy them everything I never had and teach them what I never know. And I'm going to teach them how to get it on their own so they don't have to depend on me. Because at the end of the day, and I don't know why people feel like this is not a fact, there's two things guaranteed in life.
Yeah.
Death and taxes.
That's it.
So one day we not going to be here for them babies, whether they 5, 12, 25, 50. But we got to while we here, we got to give them everything we have so that they can. This world cold as a mud, bro. This world don't love you. I don't know why people think it's a game. This world don't love you. So you got to give them everything that you never had mentally. But we as black men, we got to instill that tough love.
Yeah.
And you know, my mother looking at my father would always say, your daddy's a butthole. He's mean. He's rude. But I love that because that tough love is what a man needs. I don't want to be baby. I don't want to be loved all the time in person. Pop gonna tell you straight up. And the worst thing that ever could happen is when I know I let my dad down.
That's worse.
When he wasn't yelling and going crazy, I know I let him down. See what I'm saying?
Damn, he ain't give me the interview today.
Man, he tripping. But I needed that tough love. And I will say that much as I am the way I am with the tough love, because I still feel that tough love to all my friends, family, etc. I know that little girl gonna make me soft. Little girls need their daddy more than I would say. I would go 51-49. Little girls need their daddy just as much as little boys need their daddy, because a lot of stuff we see today, and we like to look at it as men. Let's keep it 1,000. Let's look at everything that's going on. Everything we see going on with the not necessarily influencers, because all women ain't negative on their influencer posts, but all the thought crap on Instagram and all the that's daddy problems. Them little girls got daddy problems. They've never been loved by a man. They don't know what to do but show their body to try to get love. All that thirst trap shit, that comes from not being loved from a father.
Hold on, you touching some souls now.
And that's real. That's daddy problems, bro. A woman who grew up with their father, with the exception of a few, because mothers gonna teach that too. But women are going to yearn for love from a man. And if they never was learn how to be loved by a man from their father, they're going to do
What they think
attracts a man. I read a book, I ain't finished it yet. It say, while you're with your daughter, it says strong men build strong daughters. I think that's the name of the book. But while you with your daughter, and say you watching TV, right? And say like some bikini joints come on. The women, how your daughter is watching. Kids ain't always learning from what the hell you talking about. They're watching you. So if, let's say, volleyball come on and shorty come on with some crazy cakes, right? And I'm sitting there like, oh, damn, right? What's she gonna look at? Daddy likes seeing booties. Men must like seeing booties. And that's far-fetched, but it doesn't go that far from the tree. Kids are going to react to what they see more than what you tell them. And if you let them see that, especially a little girl who don't know who daddy, every time they daddy sees somebody who don't have a lot of clothes on or looking sexually provocative, and we're always showing emotion to that with our kids and daughters. We're always showing emotion with our kids and daughters around. Our daughters are around. What are they going to do? They're going to get on Instagram. They're going to be in their boy shorts on the camera showing their cheeks. They're going to be in there showing their body. And they're going to get false love for it because they might get compensated with money. If my daughter tall, skinny, short, fat, whatever, I love you. A man should love you for who you are and what you bring and not what you look like. Mommy can teach that, but it's hard when a father isn't there to emphasize what mommy's teaching. It goes both ways. Just like a mama gonna teach that little boy how to love and how to be a man or how to love a woman, and then father's actions is going to show that mom words was correct. They go hand in hand. That's why it's so important to have that 2-parent household. Be mindful of who you have children with. This world is cold, and y'all both need to be together for them to fight through the world. The old head told me yesterday, I met him, man, this is the best conversation I had. He said, yo, when you had that little girl, in a sense, your life is going to stop so she has a chance to live. That's financially, that's mentally, that's emotionally, that's brain wise. There are some men out here who just not going to take care of their kids. And I run that back. There are some males out here, there are some little ass boys out here who have children who are not going to be there for their child. How they do it, I don't know.
They got no conscience.
I can't
heart.
I can't explain it. They some suckers, and they gonna probably blame it on, well, my daddy wasn't around, so, well, mug, if you knew better, you'll do better, right? So yeah, there are gonna be some males out here who not gonna take care of their kids, and that's just something we gotta live with. And then on the opposite side of that, there are gonna be females who don't take care of their kids either. And I can never come on here and have a show about females and what they should do because I'm not a female. I can't tell you what they
have somebody else speak on that.
Yeah, I can't do that because that ain't gonna be. It's gonna be all from my perspective, and it's gonna be two sides, whatever. But yeah, please improvise. And this is big too. Hold on, I'm hearing something. Somebody's talking to me.
What you say? What you got?
For the men who date a woman with a child, you now become that strong black male.
You talking now?
You now become that strong black male. You right? Hey, Alpo, I say it's a lot of deadbeat moms. I honestly, I don't want my woman followers to leave me today, but I know more deadbeat moms than I do dads. But that's a topic for another day. I got to have a woman on here to speak on that because I can't really speak on that.
I'm ready to hear that.
Ooh, but when you deal with someone with a child, it's for my brothers, it's single brothers. When you deal with a woman with a child, especially at our age, we 30 up. We 30 up, so everybody got a kid. Right? For the most part, you gonna meet somebody with a child. You now become that strong black man. Whether you signed up for it or not, you are now the strong black man that kid's gonna emulate. Because they only gonna see you. And you have to realize now, and I think that's when I was single, I wouldn't necessarily I won't say date, but I wouldn't get serious with a female who had children.
Because you knew what came with it.
Well, I didn't have children, number one. And two, I knew what came with that. And I knew that if that relationship didn't work, I was going to be indebted to them children. So it's best I stayed away. Here she go over there, little spotty. But that, yeah, man. So black men, if you're dealing with someone with children, just know that you're taking on that role. And you're maybe the only daddy that those kids ever know. Whether they're 5, 8, 13, you may be the only father that they ever know. That's tough. And it's a responsibility. And if you're not willing to take that responsibility, if you're not willing to take on what comes with that,
stay away.
Leave that woman alone.
Yeah.
Let her find somebody who want to do that. That's the best way to put it. You might not be the one, and that's okay. And that's where communication comes in. I love you. We have a great time together, but I am not willing to accept the responsibility of being. That comes with that.
It comes with you.
Be okay with saying that. What's up, though? What's next, bro? I went crazy. I'm about to crowd here, boy.
So the strong black man to emulate. Next is we have roles and responsibility of a man.
I mean, we kind of hit all that in one.
We already hit all that in one. I feel like this episode has been great. It's really brought back some experience and some things that we really could reflect on. It's just keeping it real.
We really just went through a healing process. You don't realize that shit's still traumatizing to me. Mm-hmm. When you start speaking of your childhood, I know it's still a traumatizing situation, and we're growing through it.
But it's just not addressed enough.
The thing about pain is sometimes it never goes away. And sometimes you need to keep stepping on it to make sure that you're over it. We don't forget when such and such die. You don't forget the trauma you went through as a kid.
That's not the only trauma we got. Life
is all about memories. Nobody gonna remember your whole 80 years of existence, but you're gonna remember the memories. You're gonna remember when you went to great adventures as a kid. You're gonna remember when you did XYZ. And that's the important part of it. But I do want to tell my brothers that it's okay to emulate someone. You ain't got to imitate. Emulate and imitate. You got the definitions on that? Emulate basically means taking from them and adding it to your bag, right? Imitate meaning you trying to act like somebody.
We ain't trying to do that. You're trying to be your own self. But
when you make my daddy comment say that. That's a fact, though. That's a fact, man. Garage stupid, right? Nah, man, because I would tell you right now, me, as you see me, whatever y'all know me as, well, nobody know me as Ronald, but Jamar, Graham Hustle, G, whatever. I am a culmination of every man, M-A-N, that I've been around.
Yeah.
So I left the crib. I grew up with all my partners. My partners, we learned from each other. We went through the fire together. I went to Japan. I met 3 people. Omar Tavares, Andre Schmidt, and Mario Brown. Mm-hmm. And Wayne Brown. Shout out to them. And I took something from each one of them. It's just reach one, teach one. That's men helping other men out. And as men, it is okay to learn from another man. It is okay to take notes. It is okay to say, hey, yo, D-Nick, that outfit you had on the day was fire. I'm finna go grab that junk. I might change up the shirt so we don't look just alike, but that was fire. It's okay to compliment them and let them know that shit was fire. But what do? We get so caught up in ourselves like, bro had that, I ain't wearing that. Man, they made 1,000 shirts. It's another bro that shit on like. Before we go, man, you say roles and responsibilities. I'm gonna give y'all 2 books, man. Free game. I paid for the book, so you gotta pay for the book. I read this joint here. It was posted up, man. The Way of a Superior Man. It's a Way of Superior Man, man. Listen, this book dropped so many gems, yo. I mean, it even come to the point of like, as men, married men, or in a relationship, it said something, and me and old lady was with bruh and them the other day, and it was like, yo, it is normal for us as men to look at other women, especially now with the fake cakes and.
Bro, chill out.
It's a fact. Why we got? I can't speak the truth. They got. Just listen, boy. For a couple thousand, you. It's a different world, right? But it's not me looking at them. It's how I react to that.
Yeah.
And as a woman, you got to understand, especially, and this goes both ways. There's a lot of men who want a fine woman, but they can't handle that. What come with that? You got to understand, if you got a nice looking old lady, people gonna look. It's the respect part. If you walk up and touch your ass, I'm gonna touch you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
But you gonna have to understand that people gonna look. They gonna not necessarily gawk, but that's just part of being a man. But this book, man, if you get a chance, read this junk, man. This book is crazy. This book right here, The Way of the Superior Man. I read this joint in like 2 days because it was so many gems he dropped. And you gotta stick with it, man. You gotta stay. It was just great because it said everything that, Wig, Dave Dieta, yep. It was so great because I'm like, this is kind of what I'm going through, and how do I react to certain situations? And that is so important because you're going to be faced with temptation your whole life. You know what I mean? We're humans. We're animals. At the end of the day, we're mammals.
Yeah.
What do mammals do? They attack, they prey, they reproduce. It happens. Another book I want to give y'all too. This is maybe for the ones going through some struggle, and this may be some meeting their old lady. This one right here, The Emotions. This book was crazy. I won't even say I was going through a storm or nothing when I read this. I just thought it was a good book to read. But in this one, man, they got like sections at the end of the chapter to where you and your lady, especially if it's someone you want to take serious. Hold on, I'm about to show y'all. It's got like right here, it's got questions for yourself, like where you go back and you ask the questions after you read the chapter to make sure you understood. Because reading is one thing, comprehension is another. And Jake's killed that book, yo. And me and Bree used to sit down after I read every chapter. All right, Bree, write this down. And we are great communicators in this house, but that helped to communicate even more. Because now it's like, all right, bro said this. What do you think? And she would write stuff down. And she wrote one time, like, I don't think he ever got over the divorce of his parents. And that was a fact. It was in the book. And we had to work our way through it. I ain't telling you that all the answers in the book, but a man told me if you want to hide something from a black man, they put it in the book.